Recently, I've uncovered something deeply uncomfortable about myself. I've come to the devastating conclusion that I, Leeza Smith, am riddled with fear. Yeah, I've realized that fear is honestly holding me back from what I say I want in life. And I feel like this is true for a lot of people. It can show up as self-sabotage without you even realizing it. And I didn't even know it, right? Because I thought I was someone who was just like really wise and grounded and realistic. But I'm really realizing that like the overprotection that I've had for myself has become major blocks instead. So this whole idea really came up when I was watching a podcast episode with Shaman Durek. And I'm going to try to link it below, but he said something that really just like knocked me. And it was like, he basically said, if you aren't getting what you want, it means you're afraid of it and that nothing can come to you with fear. And I was like, it's one of those things that like kind of like hits you and you're like, that's not true. Like, I'm not scared. You know what I mean? And I really started to reflect and I'm like, damn, there is a lot of fear there. Like with things that I really want. And okay, so it can show up in many ways in any person's life, but for me personally, I feel like I've truly seen it manifest the most in my dating life and my creative side hustles. So with dating, I've really realized that I think from everything I've been through in my life, I used to have like a lot of like anxious attachment, but now it's kind of, it's been through a pipeline and now we're in like a little bit of avoidant territory. For the most part, I'm very like securely attached, but I think I'm just so scared that now I try to like avoid that part of my life, even though it's something that I want probably the most. And so I really done some reflection on like how my fear shows up, and I'm realizing that like I'm someone who's like always waiting for like the right person, like this perfect guy who's like gonna make me feel safe and, like needing that safety before opening up, like not being vulnerable, like not being open to like different experiences, meeting different types of men. And yeah, just that really fear of being vulnerable and like fear of not wanting to like look stupid or like get into the wrong situation. Like that's a huge thing for me, is like I don't want to be in the wrong relationship, the wrong person. And obviously when I say this all sounds good, right? Like it sounds very healthy. It sounds very mature, like normal. But when I look back on the patterns I've had, I feel like I've cut off a lot of connections like very prematurely. I didn't give certain people a chance because I just assumed like, okay, this wouldn't work long term. Like this isn't the person. Instead of just like having experiences with people and just like opening my heart up and seeing like, I think I lead more with my head of like, this is what I like envision for myself rather than just experiencing like love and connection, and it might be in a different bubble than I assume. Yeah, I feel like I'm just so scared of getting in the wrong connection, and I have ended up with a huge kind of lack of romance and like romantic relationships in my life. And it's something that I want the most, but it's like I'm low-key sabotaging it because I'm so fearful of what's going to go wrong. I'm so fearful of getting my heart broken that I'm just like not experiencing anything. It's like that seems counterproductive. And something I've really had to learn over the years is that like you really can't, especially with love, you can't protect yourself. Like you could fall for like, I could fall for the most amazing person, perfect person. He checks off everything on my checklist. He could still really hurt me. Like that's just the gamble of love, period. Like you have to accept that like the relationship might end, it might be really hard. It might, you might get your heart broken, but like that, like it's like a risk reward type thing that you really have to like, I don't know, come to terms with and like be okay with. And it's like really, really hard. Another thing, when I was talking about like for my creative side hustles, I've done so many things, like trying YouTube, and now I'm doing Substack, and I had a podcast for 4 years, and I had write and release women's circles that I still do sometimes. But yeah, there's just so much that I've tried, and it just never quite seems to work in the way that I want or the way that I expect. I've never really like blown up. I've never gone viral. I don't really get like the followers or like the support that I for some reason need. I don't know, maybe it's just like my Leo rising. I just want to be praised and seen by a lot of people. But I think, and I reflect back on everything I've done and I'm like really proud. Like I feel like I create really good content. Communications is such a skill set for me. Like I love media, I love talking, I love public speaking, I love all of it. And I know I'm good at it. Like if you're into astrology at all, like I have like Mercury and like a stellium in my third house, which is communication. Like I know that I'm born to do this. I know that I'm born to like speak and share my voice and kind of create. But there's always just like a disconnect. Like something always happens and it doesn't quite really land the way that I'm wanting it to land, or I'm never really seeing like the success that I'm hoping for. And I've realized too that I actually have a lot of fear around the success of my creative endeavors. I'm also like afraid of failing. I'm afraid of being judged. I think when you do put yourself out there, even like this, making a video like this, talking about my challenges, my personal life, you're opening the door for criticism. You're opening the door for, sometimes I think I am afraid of going viral because it's like, what if I go viral and everyone in the comments is like, oh, you're ugly or like you're stupid or you know what I mean? I am afraid of that hate that comes with being seen and putting yourself out there online. So it's like I have all of these conflicting feelings and I'm realizing like this is all contributing to the fact that like I'm not having movement in these areas of my life because there is so much fear. And yeah, coming to the conclusion that some of these things that I want most in my life, I'm just like subtly sabotaging with my own fear and limiting beliefs is really tough. But I think it's important to come to that conclusion because now I know how to move through it. I know that I need to work through these fears. And for anyone watching, I think it's important that we can all do the same thing. What also really helped me reflect is when I heard the quote that says, avoiding pain denies your joy. Woo! That hit. Because, okay, for context, I'm a Scorpio, okay? So the aspect of trust is not something that naturally, flows within me. Like, it's also very natural, just for anyone. Like, if you've been hurt or have experienced a lot of trauma in your life in certain areas, it's obvious that we're gonna find ways to like completely avoid dealing with that or putting ourselves in any situation like that could lead to the same outcome in the future. So like I said, I feel like especially with my love life and anything, I avoid taking risks. I avoid anything that I feel like will cause me pain or put me back in a negative situation that I've experienced in the past. And I feel like, again, I'm being so smart and, for my creative endeavors, like I really care about the content I put out. Like I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to say anything problematic. And I feel like, again, these are all good things. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to get canceled or say anything wrong or put out bad content, but it paralyzes me. It keeps me from posting. It keeps me from saying anything that, I feel like sometimes you have to be authentic and share your real opinions that people might not agree with. And like, that's okay. And like, that's how I'm going to draw the correct following to me, like people who actually understand me and understand what I'm talking about, but it might not resonate with anyone. And like that's a fear that I have to get over, because if I really want my messages to be heard or to find the right audience, I have to speak my truth and I have to say things that, I don't know, people might not get or like people might make fun of me for or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And again, from the dating front, I've like definitely protected myself from like some very toxic connections. So there's nothing I necessarily regret, but I feel like I am just wearing a mask. And I want to be free of the fear. Like I want to just be who I am, take risks, actually try, like actually go for what I want, the love that I want, the creative success, entrepreneurial success that I want, like not be so scared of trying and failing and rejection and all these things that I'm so scared of, because like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like that's just life. Things are meant to happen. Like not everything is going to be great, but I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to be okay. So things like having discernment or self-care and patience, me saying like, I'm just waiting for the right time, or maybe it's not aligned right now. Like, but really, it's not true. Like it's all just fear. Like I'm masking. It's just all these mature things I'm telling myself, it's really just self-sabotaging tactics. Like I think I'm doing the right thing, but it's not. Like it's just hidden under the guise of, divine timing, or maybe that's not meant for me. Like all these limiting beliefs. And it's really just ways that I'm avoiding rejection, failure, embarrassment, and heartbreak. So now I really know that it's just time to change. Like life is too short. I'm over protecting myself from the things I really want. And yes, I might get rejected from a guy I really like. It might be painful. I might get ghosted again. I'm used to that at this point. I might fail at another business, side hustle, but at least I'm trying and at least I'm living. Like that's what we're here to do. We're here to live life and experience things. And I really, really want to surrender to the possibilities. Like I have to trust in myself that I know I will be okay no matter what. If I do experience that heartbreak, if I do get rejected, if I am embarrassed, anything that happens, I know it'll be okay. I need to try even when it's scary. I want to put myself out there to be seen fully. I want to feel my emotions fully. And it's really all about mindset too, because, I'm a huge believer of the law of assumption. So if I feel, if I keep assuming I need protection, the universe will keep showing me things to protect myself from. Like, I don't want to keep assuming the same old fear-based beliefs. I don't want to assume that things are going to go wrong all the time. Like, why do I live like that? Like, how about I assume that things are going to go right? Things are going to work out if I take this risk, if I take this chance. You never know what's going to happen. So, all this rant to say, I am truly so done with playing it safe. I want to live a full life, a life of no regrets. Like, I don't need to overly protect myself anymore. I'll be okay no matter the outcome. And I honestly have a feeling that the outcome might be even better than I imagined. So I'll close this video out for anyone watching. I want you to ask yourself, where are you still protecting yourself from the very thing you want? Ooh. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I'll be back with more videos because I'm no longer afraid. All right, bye guys.